Thank you, everybody. If you don't mind, just type chat. We can ask questions as we proceed. Gonna be one of the best use of your 1 hour today. Let's make it so. Thank you all. Thank you all for joining. Let's go. All right, we'll kick off in the next 1 minute, folks. Thank you all for joining. Thank you. All right, thank you, everybody. Thanks for taking the time out to hang out with us for the next 1 hour. We hope to make it the best 1 hour of your day, make your life more efficient, maximize yourself, and have fun doing it, folks. Let's go. All right, let's give everybody else 30 seconds more and we just get started real quick. Thank you, everybody. If you don't mind, can you just click the like button just to support everyone else to also see the same video? Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Give. Thank you, Patrick, Yetunde, Ola, Chichi, Henry. Thank you, Glad. Awesome job. All right, cool. All right, 4 minutes past the hour. Let's jump right into it. All right, thank you so much, everybody. As always, it's always a delight to be part of your story, part of your day. And all we can ask of ourselves is to constantly, daily maximize ourselves and utilize our God given potential. Everybody on this call, I think it's fair to say all of us can, at the minimum, agree the world, in terms of professional world, has changed in a subtle way. It's like a sneaky way of pulling the rug under virtually everybody, really. There are two options around it. You can just remain, be still, and wake up one morning and realize you are not relevant as you thought, or you can be part of the pioneers or early adopters of some of the efficient ways of working. And the way I look at it is, again, nobody can guarantee anything, right? None of us know what is going to happen in 2, 3 years, but we can see what has happened, a historic trend. I think it's fair to say if you're into content, digital marketing, your model of operation definitely has changed. In the past, if I had to develop a blog, writing, I'll probably give it out within a day or two before I get it back. And the same thing for content creation. it will take like a day or two. Sometimes it even takes 3 days, sometimes even a week to get it done. But ladies and gentlemen, guess what? All of those right now, you can do it in probably 5 to 10 minutes, right? So the truth is that the way we do business has changed. So I think it's only smart for all of us to quickly be early adopters. We started this journey by, in our community, the goal is we want to be the best in our field, maximize ourselves. If there are new trends out there, I personally and some of our team members, we attend a lot of conferences, so we know what the trends are. I don't need to, it's not theory, it's what I see physically. Sometimes you speak with the founders, the pioneers, the co founders of some of those softwares or some of those solutioning also. And even internally, you build some of those solutioning yourself. So these are things that, is here to stay. It's going nowhere. That's the reality. So we have to just educate our community and say, listen, folks, things have changed. We need to adjust our calculus a little bit and make sure we are much more efficient in working. So, whatever your space is today, I will tell you one thing, it's smart to integrate a little bit of AI knowledge into it. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You might be a pharmacist. If you are writing your report, it's a nice idea to kind of see some of the draft report. If you are responding to regulators, maybe it's a good idea to kind of use it to see ways you can respond. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Medical doctors, technicians, whatever it is, I think we can utilize it in our field at the minimum. And for biometrics, for biomedical, for healthcare, for every field right now, including clinical research, product development, cybersecurity, project management, for analytic, for enterprise resource planning folks. Every field today has some element of AI in it. So that's why we are doing this for our community, really. That, okay, guys, this is happening. At the minimum, you don't have to be the guru, but be one of the intelligent consumers so that when something happens within your organization, your mind is wired to say, there's a better way I can make it efficient for myself and get good results quickly. You can get more time to relax, spend time with family because you've been efficient. Anyway, that's the mindset for us. So today we're going to get into some very cool, efficient ways. And what I've done historically is every use case I talk about in our AI and you, there are some things maybe I struggle with and I found a solution to it with AI. So, and you see some practical crazy stuff today. So what I think 2 weeks ago we had one that we showed how to use for imaging, bringing images to life, for designing. Then I think last week we went into downloading your own AI model in your computer. I think that was great and fun also. But today I'll just go through a few other ones real quick. A lot of you have asked me that do we need to really get the premium account? You decide. If life happens to you and you realize you have to do certain things to make you efficient, this is what I would recommend. If somebody asks my advice, I would say play with it for 2 months, subscribe for 2 months, then decide to cancel or not. That's the way for the AI ChatGPT Premium. The good thing is that other AI tools they give you like a free account, maybe some credits to play around a little bit. ChatGPT allows you to. It's free. The chatting piece of it, right? Some other areas, DALI for the imaging, for the ChatGPT store now, which we're going to talk about today, and for the analysis is an amazing, crazy joker. I think, if you ask me, I think it's a smart thing. Subscribe for a month, maybe 2 months. So that'll be like $40 or something like that. I think it's gonna be worth it for you. That's my personal take. After 2 months, you can decide to, you know, unsubscribe if you want to. But personally, I think it is worth it for 2 months to kind of play around it, have an idea, then decide if you want to cancel it or not. But at least at the minimum, you've exposed yourself to areas in AI that can be transformational. Every day you touch it, you just see tons of knowledge base of making your life and your work super crazily efficient. That's all I'll tell you. All right, not to waste our time, let's jump into it right away, folks. Let's jump into it right away. So today, for most of us, if you have access to this document, I think you should. If you're part of our community, we've sent it out. Now, it might not be the most fancy pretty because we just put it together real quick for the session. That's all. And we'll keep doing that until we're going to have like a style day to day that's coming up later, but where we are going to work on different tools within 7 days, crazy boot camp style thing, but that'll be later. But let's talk about this one. Okay, the highlight of today, folks. Number one, in case you don't know, ChatGPT just opened their own version of Play Store. The way we have Android Play Store, right? They have their version now. So it means the crazy thing about their model is that you and I can build a solution there and use the plugin or their API to bring it on board to their store. Now, the way they kind of put the model is, I think by February or March, the more people use your product, you get paid. So it's not like a subscription model, but rather the more people use your product, then they pay you based on that. It's almost like the way YouTube say, well, the more people visit your view, they sneak in some ads, then they pay you. But in this model, the more people view and use your solution, they pay the subscriber. I mean, the owner of the software of the solution. So that's the way they are kind of proposing the model right now. It's not operational, but it's going to be the model. So that's the first thing we're going to talk about. The second thing is we're going to talk about the plugins. The plugins will be this is one of the mind blowing piece for me personally. And some of you on this call, I bet you after you see the plugin, you probably subscribe this night and say, you know what? Damn, this makes sense. Perfect. It's crazy stuff. Then we get into some techniques to sort files. So let me give you a use case. In my case, right? I had I had a graphic team build tons of materials for me for the year, right? So for those tons of materials, we have about so for the year means 52 weeks, right? So it means images and graphic for 52 weeks. Now here's the kicker. Each of those images was not saved in accordance to the name of what I needed to be like, right? So guess what I need to do? I have to open each of the images or each of the PowerPoint, look at the title, and save it accordingly. What about if I told you that you can just ask the analysis tool in ChatGPT to go figure the file out, save it based on the name on the PowerPoint, written in the PowerPoint. You have let it go figure it out. Ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, you wake up in the next, well, not even wake up, you close your eyes. In like 2 minutes, you just realize, boom, you have a zip file. And the first time I did it and I saw it, I said, okay, there's no way this is gonna be real. You know, I was hoping it's gonna be maybe some errors. I opened it and I was blown away that this is crazy stuff. It's insane, really. And you guys will see what I mean in a bit. The other one is gonna be you can copy text. Let's say you have budget, you want to just throw it as a text. You can have it to automatically build it to display it in graphic form for you. So a lot of amazing stuff. So not to waste our time in the words, but those are the things we'll quickly go through in the next 15 minutes, and we open it for questions. We kind of brainstorm around it, but just see it as just amazing right now. So let's quickly get into it. So let's start with the first one. For every one of us that have, if you have access to the premium version, feel free to also play around it. But let me just show you real quick. In case you've never used ChatGPT, not a big deal. Go online, Google ChatGPT. It will take you to a screen. You can log in with your Google Gmail, right? I think it's always the easiest way. Just log in with your Google email. Then you can use the 3.5 model, the free version. Just use it, play with it for some time. If there's a need or use case for you to subscribe in the future, you can if you want to. For now, don't subscribe. So for if you are new to this whole thing, give me something. I can say, well, just say, well, um, plan a, a trip me to the UK, for example. And again, this is just for my new guys that have never seen ChatGPT. So you can just plan a trip for me to the UK to visit nice attractions for 3 days. Something like that, right? You can just make it do some crazy things, right? So whatever you want to do, you can make it do it for you. So it will give you like, okay, look at some things we can do. Day one, day two. So you can just do a lot of things. Now that's for my regular guys. I've never used ChatGPT, right? So you can whatever your imagination is, you can do it there. Okay. So let's take that aside. So I think we're on the same field now, right? On the same playing field. Anyone can use it. You can use it to prompt anything you're imagining and it will come up fine. Okay. It's using trillions of data points to give us those information. So no matter how smart you and I are, I have a feeling we are not going to be smarter than trillions of information everywhere combined together, right? So it's just pretty neat. Okay. So for my savvy users, people that are already part of our program that know what ChatGPT is all about, remember again, if you have the premium version, you would have the 3.5 model, the large learning model, and you would have access to the GPT-4. All right. You have 3.5 and 4. You would also have access to this plugin. The plugin is pretty damn good. Really good stuff. But let's start with the first one. The first thing I would like to show is we will let me get into the plugin. I'll show you guys real quick. Let's quickly take that one. All right, give me 1 second to pull that out. So the first thing I would like us to do is let us navigate the GPT itself, um the store. All right, let's quickly go to the store. All right. Okay. So if you can see here, it says explore GPT. All I'm doing, let me be sure you guys are seeing my screen. Okay, I think you can see it. So you can see the different ways it's broken down. You can see DALI. DALI typically is really for things like creation of images. You can create logo. You can do a lot of things. So let's say some of you are new business owners. You want to create a logo real quick. We can say create logo for a land management business called and plant scale with. All right, let's just give it some weird name there. All right, let's just give it some interesting thing. So we just wanted to create a logo for us, right? Now remember again, sometimes creating logo could be crazy and a little bit. I'll just say, well, give me, it's asking me, would you like the logo to be vibrant, neutral, serious? I'll say, well, let it be neutral. I'll just say, let logo be neutral. All right, let's make it neutral. Now, this is one of the tools out there that is used to create logo. I'll say three. It's asking me some questions. I'm just saying, hey, okay, yes. All right. Let's see. It's asking me the colors. I'll say green. All right. I'll say green. My case, green and white. So the color will be like the theme of what I feel would be good. I'm saying A. All right. It's creating it. Let's see what it comes up with. Okay. All right. Let's see what it comes up with. All right. Oh, you cannot see my screen? Okay, let me quickly go back there. Thank you for calling that out quickly. Let me go back and share that screen. All right, let me make it share Windows. So we're going to share Microsoft Edge, logo creation. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, look at what it just created for me. I asked it to create logo for me, and here we go. Logo creation. I said with landscape with it puts you know, land management business. And you can always have it to fine tune it and change things for you. But just created a logo for me real quick. That's it. But anyway, that's one of these tools out there. Let me show you another one, another tool. Let's go to explore ChatGPT again. You know, some of us have heard of Canva, right? Canva is one of those tools out there that we use for graphic design. So now they've also put their solution in ChatGPT. You can see some very, this is a very big one people use a lot. So consensus is like a tool for people, some of you that are students doing research. So you can use this to process papers, really, which is pretty amazing right now. So people use it to process their academic papers. So you can use it to um, write topics. Now, here's the kicker. The beautiful thing about this particular tool is that it's not just you writing the academic papers, it cites the references perfectly. You know, it cites the references perfectly. So you can see here, all I did was I went to this tool called, so this is, specifically meant to write academic papers. So if you, let me, you know what, let me just, consensus, can you guys see it? Let me see consensus. Yes, that's it. Okay. So for example, can somebody give me a topic on the forum? Just give me a topic. We can just quickly search on consensus. The beautiful thing is that, for academic papers, we have to cite references. This would allow you to cite those references immediately, right? It's just unreal. It's just amazing. So give me a topic. Somebody can randomly give me a topic. All right. Yeah, the screen is showing right now, Chooks. Give me a topic so that we can see. All right. Okay. I'll just make up a topic for us so we can use that together real quick. So let's say I could say satellite imageries aligning with artificial intelligence and the implication on the ecosystem. Something like that. Just coming up with some story. So let me see. All right. So now let me enter. Let's see. The beautiful thing, like I said, this will give us references, you know, the papers. I can give it to my professor and he or she can go back and say, okay, this was my citation. This is where it came from. It's just an amazing, amazing way to kind of get you some. And you can specify for some of us that use the, what's the other, the format, APA format for, you know, referencing, whatever format you want to use, you can ask it to do it in that format for referencing. But you can see here, it's giving you the reference papers, which is just amazing, you know? So, I mean, this is crazy stuff. It's giving us the reference papers and everything. So this is quite popular right now. So for those of us that are students or you're doing your PhD, you're doing your masters, and you're working on research paper, nobody's going to hold you for plagiarism if you reference the source, right? So this is saying, hey, don't worry, we got you. We are going to pull it, reference the source. You can show it to anybody, but this is just amazingly, amazingly brilliant, I think, you know. All right, so let's go to another one real quick. Let's go back and let me quickly share this real quick. Hopefully this is, but you get the gist around this. That okay, let me share the bigger. Let me just share the whole screen generally so we can see everything. Entire screen. All right, so you guys will be seeing my entire screen now. Uh, but let's go to. All right, let's see. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is let's now go to, let me just take one more that I think might be useful, but you need to play with it to see, what are the tools out there. Remember again, what this is doing is that people can just upload whatever things they've built into, you know, ChatGPT's Play Store. That's all they are doing. People pull it in there, then they can use it. That's pretty much what's going on here. So you have to play around it to kind of give you a very good feel of it. All right. But let's now get into some very exciting things that I found out in the process today. So here's the use case, people. So let's say, for example, right? In my case, for example, I needed to convert some information, right? to a different format, right? So the document was in JPEG and I needed to put it in PNG. And it could be anything. You could have a Word document you want to convert to PowerPoint, and you have like 100 of them. All you need to do is to zip them, pull them into this model, and give it a prompt to help you to fix it. And you'll be shocked that within a few seconds, boom, it is done. So let me quickly share my screen and you'll see what I mean real quick. I'll show you how I did that today. And I think that was really amazing, really, because if I didn't do that, it would have just wasted my time to, figure that out. But just made it so easy for me. And it was quite worthwhile. So what you do is you can see this attachment here. And if you have time, you can just take a look at the document we provided. Then I go back and pull, let me pull, or, we can even just, let me see. So we can just come here. I can just do it live with us actually. So I can just randomly find images. Let me find some images real quick and we'll do it together. And I'll just say for those images, I'll put them together. So in my case, I'm putting like 5 JPEGs and I'll share it in a bit. Give me 1 second, you guys will see it now. I'll put it together in a folder. So what I'm doing is I'll just tell you upfront is I'm putting some files in a folder that are JPEG. Okay. Those files, and for those of you that don't know what those are, it's just a format of saving images. Let me quickly show you my screen. So, okay, let me show you guys real quick. 1 second. All right, let's go to view, list. Let's see, details. Okay, let me share my screen. You'll see what I mean real quick. So let's quickly stop sharing this one. Let me show you something real quick. So if we go to, all right, let's share this. Okay. So if you notice here, everybody, you notice these files here, JPEG, all of these files here, they are called JPEG. So you can imagine you are working at your place. You want to convert a lot of documents into a different format. What you would have done is you would have uploaded one by one the documents. But instead of doing that, why don't we do this? We can just zip all of these files. So I can come here and zip it as one file. So this is all the information, all AI images. So look at what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen. I'll now I'll go to my ChatGPT. Let me go to, yeah, I know I'm not sharing right now. Let me go back there and share real quick. So you guys can see this file now. So what I'm going to do, can you see this attachment? I'm going to click on it and I'm going to click on this file, AI images, and I'm going to say convert the files to PNG files and provide a zip file for the final output. I'm just asking it to provide it as a zip file at the end of the whole thing. So all I'll do is just send image. Let's see what it gives us. So don't forget, this could be for anything, right? You could use it for anything. So it says, I'll begin extracting the content of this zip file. So it's telling what it's going to start doing in a bit. And you can see it's already analyzing it. It might take like, depends on how many file you put in there. You might put whatever amount and it will take a few minutes. So it's telling you that the folder contains the following files. I will now convert these images to PNG format and then create. So it's telling you what it's going to do. It's amazing, really. It's just crazily amazing, folks. It's so impressive. Now, the other thing, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, haha. Imagine you're working on a file at work and you realize you didn't have time to format it in a nice, fancy way before you submit it to your leadership. You know what you can do? You can actually upload your file and give it a prompt to help you to align the document. That is crazy, right? Yes, it will. I actually did that today too. So it's just amazing, really. So you guys will see now. So it says it's blah, blah, blah. Now it's going to give me a link to download that file from JPEG to PNG. It has changed the format for me. You will see it now to provide me a link. Can you all see? So all I need to do is click on this file here and I'll just go ahead. I'll open the file that it's downloaded it from and I'll show you guys. Now let me show you all. Let me reshare. It has opened it in a different, but let me reshare it and show you all. Let's quickly see. So I'll go back here. Let me stop sharing. I'm going to share the final output for you to see. So, ladies and gentlemen, you remember earlier on we had this as a JPEG. It has converted it to PNG. Boom. Click of a button. Done. So if I have 500 of this and I need it to be converted, it will do it. Now, let me tell you, let me blow your mind actually. So one of the things I was doing was I had quite a number of large files that the description did not match the images I had. So I had quite a number of images, but the description made no sense. So I asked this AI tool that, hey, go in and extract and give it a description that made sense. And it just changed everything for me. It was crazy. It was amazing, really. It made it just, you know, so it's just unreal, really. So like this one now, I can ask you to change the naming convention. So like, okay, now you can imagine if I have a file of 1,000. I can ask you to say, okay, change the naming convention, starting with AI 001. So look at this. This is a good one we can actually use. So let me use this actually. Let me use this. This will be good. Let's use this. So let me come back here, for example. So I can, let's say we copy. So you can actually have it to rename files for you. You know, you can have it. It's crazy. You can have it rename your files. So for some of us that are our day's job, we are working crazy hard. You can have it to rename the files. So let me give one example. So let me say, all right, let me say, so, and we just, you know what, let's do something. Let's go back to the same file we're working on and show you something real quick. All right, let me go back and share my screen so that we can see it. So, okay, let's go back here. All right, let's share. Okay, so let's come back here. So, we see the file there, but let's say hypothetically, I just realized, you know what, I don't like this naming convention. I could ask it and say, each of the files, or, I could say, okay, AI dot, just being creative here, right? I could make it say, let's just create some weird things. I could make it say, same file, for each of the file provided, provide a naming convention starting with A1 dot blah, blah, blah. All right. Okay. That's what it gives us, right? So it's the same file. I'm just asking it, rename everything for me, starting from A1.01. This is crazy. Now, you would appreciate it more when you have large files. Like in my case, I had about 100 my team and I, we planned for the whole year, right? And said, okay, we have this information for the whole year. So we scheduled different program we're working on. And I had a team that built 52 weeks of artifacts of graphics and all that stuff. Guess what? All of them had no naming convention. I had no way of knowing which is which. It was just crazy. So I was about to outsource, additional work to someone else. In my head, mentally, I was thinking this might take 2 days of work, right? No big deal. Then I said, wait a minute, I'm one of the AI guys shouting about AI to all our community. Why don't I try this stuff? And man, I tried it. What I was planning 2 days, ladies and gentlemen, that son of a gun did it for me in about 10 minutes. I felt so happy. It was like a kid that had candy because it just made my life easy. So it was cool. So look at what I just did. I just said, okay, change the naming convention. Ladies and gentlemen, let me open this. Remember this same file? Okay, let's open it now. And I'll show you guys once I open it. It's crazy, guys. This is crazy. Let me show you now. Man, the thing did it. I'll show you right now. It's crazy. Yeah. So that thing just gave us everything was named. You see it now. It's crazy. Oh man, I don't believe this. All right, look at this, folks. Remember, we just prompted it to name it again. Look at what it did. It changed the old file and named it as A1 AI.01.skillwith.01. AI, it gave us a solid naming convention. That was it. So for some of us today, you might be working, doing some stuff and all that, and you're stressing yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, there are some tools out there that you can use to do magic, you know? Oh man. Let's see what is some of us had a comment. When you go to Google, it comes up with so many ChatGPT. So any specific one? Okay. All right. Let's see. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Let me tell you what I think. Because the ecosystem of LLM, large learning model, is new technically in terms of the adoption globally to the population. There seems to be a lot of noise everywhere, right? So it's up to you and I to research, figure out the ones that make sense and make your life efficient. Along the line, you see a few things out there that makes your own work life more efficient. None of us can continue the old way of doing business and be relevant, guaranteed. None of us, to be honest. If you guys were part of CES, one of the largest consumer product conferences that happened a few weeks ago, I didn't make that conference, but I watched some of the highlights online, and you'll be surprised that everything now, the way we in the past adopted cloud, that's what's going on right now. Everything must have some element of AI, even if it's nonsense. People just sneak in AI because it makes sense. It's a buzzword, but the point is that there is so much power. I'm thinking from a professional point of view, and from fun point of view, and from your side also point of view. So in my head, I'm thinking every area that I think can make you efficient that I've used or my team have used, those are the ones I typically highlight. And I will say, okay, this is what I've seen it do. This is how it has saved us some time, and maybe it can help you too. We want our folks to be the best in the world, and it takes discipline, work, and continuous learning. So our community, that's what we do. We thrive in, we love it when we continuously upskill ourselves with the right tools, skills. And one thing I'll challenge you, play with these things. Everything I did now, honestly, all of you can do it so quick. It's not a big deal. I've not done anything special. Everybody can do it. Not a big deal at all. So I challenge you. If you look the document here, let me see if I'm sharing it. Let me reshare this. Let me go back and share this document. Okay. Yeah, I think we should be able to see this one. Okay. So the document here, if you remember, okay, so what have we done so far? I've showed you all the Play Store for GPT. I've showed you all the ability to take different document type and convert it to another different format. Then also renaming different documents. One thing I'll just do again is I would also, there are two more things we'll do before we wrap up tonight. This is also cool. I love this one too. This is awesome. All right, let me show you another cool thing. This one I love a lot too. Okay, let's quickly go. I'm going to show you guys how we use plugins. Yeah, let's do that one. That's awesome. That one is really cool, actually. How to use plugins. Okay, let me see where I get that one. Okay, let me share my screen again. This one is super awesome. I love it. All right, let me see. Um, let's see. Let me share my screen. And it's in the document, ladies and gentlemen. So nothing a big deal. All right, let me show you guys. Okay. All right. So don't forget if you have your regular chat GPT, you would have 3.5 because mine is premium. So you will see 4.4 GPT-4. Then under you see something called plugin. So if you have the premium version, feel free, click on the plugin. Um, when you have the plugin, ladies and gentlemen, you would have all of these tools on the side. You guys, I wanted to choose the one that says AI diagrams. Make sure you click on it. Then you can choose any other one. I like this one too. Just pick a few of them. So let's just pick those two for now. You can see. All right. So look at what I'm doing. Some of us in the past, for example, I used to do implementation of a ERP solution called SAP some years back, right? So, and one of the things about doing SAP implementation, we used to work on something called RISEF. We used to write a lot of functional documentation, process documentation. It's tons of crazy documents, right? So I can imagine right now if I have a knowledge of a process, I can actually use this tool to automatically map it for me. This is crazy insane. If you are one of my cybersecurity folks, imagine this. There is an incident, security incident in your organization, and they ask you, hey, give us an incident response plan. Okay, this is the plan. Then they ask you, can you give us a walkthrough of the incident response playbook for malware? So imagine that, right? So, what are the step by step? So I don't know for a second. I will just say, well, let me mirror it and draw a flow chart. Let's do that for a second. I can say, provide a flow chart of incident response playbook for malware in cyber, just something like that, right? Let's just play around, okay? I may use the word provide a sample so that I do not ask too much questions. So let's just, so if you have more information, of course, you can always make it enhance it the way you feel better, right? But this is going to give us a very good graphical interpretation. And don't forget, for those of us in corporate, you realize many times leadership, even your mid management, mostly they always like those flow charts within the document. It's easier to explain. It shows you are really you understand the flow, you understand the dependency. It's just pretty cool, right? So look at what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen. You can see here already, you know, I mean, this is crazy stuff. This is saying incident detected, malware suspected. We went to initial analysis. If false, we resume operation. If no, it goes to containment. It goes to additional support needed. This is crazy stuff. Crazy stuff, people. I mean, then you can now view the details in this tool. But man, this is some crazy, crazy stuff. This is crazy. This is what it looks like now, right? I mean, this is crazy stuff, people. You can see it here, right? Okay, let's leave that for a second. Another thing we can decide to do is we can say, well, can we map? Can somebody just give me an idea? Give me something else. Let me make it interactive. Give me one other. Somebody say, wow. Oh, yeah, that's what I said too. Give me one other process you like to just have an idea. You know, give me one so that it will not just be my own ideas. Give me your own random ideas. Let's say, then I'll show you. Then we just play with one. We have 15 minutes to go. We're almost done. Don't worry, folks. Somebody can just give me another random one out there. I'm waiting. Yeah, we do. We have the recording. Don't worry. Somebody can give me a random one. Any process. Okay. Nobody's giving me. Okay. But let me just sneak in one, right? If nobody's giving me. All right. I could sneak in one. Or let's give you guys one more second to show me. Show me a process you like to. I like that. Somebody said create a playbook for risk assessment. Okay. Love it. Thank you for bringing that one. That's good. Okay, let's do that then. All right, let's do that. So I can say create a playbook for risk assessment for a hospital system that is deploying new MRI and CT scan machine to their network. Right? Okay. Okay. Let's see CT scan machine to their network. Let's see. But this is crazy, man. Because the nice thing, the way I say it is simple. In the past, you had to do a lot of thinking to get into stuff like this. But now you will make some slight changes, but it has given you a baseline of everything to start with. This is just amazing. For those of us in product development, some of us that have done that world before, I can show you another cool stuff. You can use it to do journey mapping for your customer journey mapping for, okay, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. You can see for risk assessment, you start the CT scan, you do a risk identification, you do risk analysis, evaluation, the treatment, select the risk treatment. This is crazy. It breaks it down into a lot of good stuff that you can leverage, you know. So, and you can go to expand the diagram the way you want to. Just amazing. So, for those of us in product, for example, we do something called journey mapping. You want to see how your clients feel at every milestone of what they do. So, I can simulate and say, create a journey map for a product that helps track location through GPS on the phone. Just hypothetical, right? Okay, let's do that. So you will see the way to just create a journey map. It will show you where the customer is happy, where they are frowning, blah, blah, blah. It will just kind of simulate it. You can see a very, very impactful simulation. Now, of course, remember if it's your own project, take the time to prompt it well in a way that it will reflect your business. In our case, it's an exercise. I'm just freestyling different areas, right? So in your own business, you take the time and you can come up with something really good. So you can see, yeah, don't care about this. This is for that was another word of mine in the past, product, right? So yeah, you can see this is just giving us some good ideas on what it looks like, and you can just pull it up and half of your battle is done by clicking a button. You can come here and say create. Let me just do one more. Create HR payroll process flow for a retail organization. Okay, let's just play with this for a second. The point I'm making is that, man, those of us that are in that world of process, understanding design, understanding stuff, this is making our lives so sweet and easy, crazy. It's just gonna map your flow so quickly, and you can now make changes or enhancements if you need to. But at least you have a foundation to start, which was never there before. Amazing, amazing, folks. All right, you can see here also, it's just great. I mean, it's just really cool. And these tools are only getting better. That's the beautiful thing about it. So you can imagine in another another 6 months, it will be way, way better than this, way more, sophisticated, simpler to use. So just amazing, folks. All right. We have 10 more minutes. Let's see more questions. Any questions in general? Let's see if we have questions. Then I think there's just one more. Then we'll be out of here, folks. Thank you for joining. I promised you earlier on that I'll make all of us a little bit smarter than before we came. I hope we did that, really. That's all we can ask for, folks. We just want to add a little bit of value to ourselves together. The final one, which I like also, imagine you right now, you have you decide to scribble your budget, right? And you just said, hey, I don't have time to put it in Excel. You slam it into a platform like, ChatGPT or whatever it is, and you use some of the tools and say, Can you help me to create, you know, make this into Excel? Then you can also ask it to potentially a create graphs based on these numbers. Yeah, it will do it for you straight up. So we can just quickly do this as an example real quick. Let me quickly pull this again. And yeah, let me pull. So we come here. So I come here, we go back to our chat. And again, there are many tools out there we can play with to use it, this way. But whatever makes you, whatever you're. So in my case, I may decide to just go instead of using plugin, I may just go back to my 4 point or 3 point. Funny thing is that 3.5 sometimes faster than, or you know what, let's go back to our plugin and see maybe we can find something on any sheets. This is for Excel. Let's stick that in. And I can ask and say, for the values below, summarize into Excel format. I'll just, oh, okay. Plug any sheet is unreachable. All right, let me just, instead of using any sheet, I'm going to go to analysis. Analysis is one of the best tools out there that I've seen personally. Data analysis. If you play with it, you just be smiling because man, your life will be so easy. All right. I've never used this statistics and data analysis, but let's see if we can use this one. All right, this is a new one. I've never used it, but let's see if we can use it. I could ask it to um, summarize below data in multiple scenarios. I'm just asking it to give it, break it down in different scenarios for me. It's supposed to be doing data analysis and statistics, right? So let's see what it comes up with. Ha ha ha. Okay. All right. Look at what's going on, people. This is crazy stuff. Okay. So this son of a gun is just coming with some cool numbers for you for your business to say, hey, total operating expenses based on this is 114,000. Total cost of goods sold is this. It's just breaking it down into fantastic ways, really. I can ask you to also put it together in graphic format. So the point I'm making is that if you are budgeting your business in your home or you have your numbers, you can probably slam it here and it will give you a solid analysis, summarize a lot of things, and even potentially make it in graphic format. I can say, can you provide this in graphic? I don't know if this would allow graphic, but let's say. So, some of the tools, you try it out and see if it allows graphic, maybe. I don't know. We'll try it together. But I know the nice thing is that the first one, it summarized everything about that data I put in here, which is amazing, I think. Which I think that was amazing, really. So let's see if it gives us anything around graphic. It's still thinking, but even if it doesn't give me graphic, I think I can cheat. We can probably make it, put it in another, or go find a tool that gives images. So let me copy this for a second. I can probably just find, let's another tool here and say, all right, I see this GPT chat. I'll show you guys what I see here. Now this is another tool. Ha ha ha. Make the below into different graph variations. Again, I've never used this myself, so we are learning this together. All I did was copy the information that guy gave us, and I'm trying to see if it will give me some graphic information to make it worthwhile. Let's see what it gives us. And if not, that's okay. We'll just learn that this one is a useless tool. But yeah, it's worth a try. Is analyzing something. Let's see what it gives us. But this is the world, folks. Hopefully this was helpful. And this is the final one we have for today. Open to your comments. Please do us a favor, like. Okay, guys, ladies, look at this. This is awesome. Awesome, 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 awesome. You can see I'm seeing some graph. It's put it, I can see pie chart. Probably it's gonna give us bar chart too. You can see it's coming up with different graphs, you know. Oh, I like this. Somebody said any good plugin for resumes. All right, let's do that. Let's try that. That's a good point. I love it. Thank you for bringing that up. That'll be the final one for today. Let's see if we can share and find a plugin for resumes. That's a fair point. Let's find for resume, please. Resume builder. Now, what I've seen is there are a lot of people that call their own resume builders, but we have to try to see the one that make the most sense. So this is the one for resume builder. So let's say let build a resume for PRC analyst. Okay, let's just keep it simple for a second, and I will research this more. Once I do, I'll share with our community. Um, because the truth is that ChatGPT also, I tested a few and I realized they are all extracting from the 4.0 or 3.5 model from ChatGPT. So technically, they are pulling from ChatGPT. So I didn't like the feedback because I can as well get it from ChatGPT. So you can see here, you guys would agree this looks crappy to me. It didn't give me anything that makes so much sense. Just give me general guideline. So I won't use this personally. You can see it's not, ChatGPT will do better than this. You guys will agree with me, right? So let's test. I'll play around more. If I see, it's new. So everybody's still trying to test their product. Once I find the ones that's one of my biggest priority actually. But I've not just found one that is because it's so new. I've not found one that is really spot on yet. That is better than ChatGPT yet. That's the only thing. Once we do, definitely we'll share it immediately. All right, that's all we got, folks. Do us a favor, folks. Please like and share. Like the two YouTube channel. Would appreciate it big time. And thank you all for joining. Thanks for being part of the community. Our commitment is we keep adding value every day, every time. If all you do is to learn a little new skill every week, hey, it's a win. Um, I challenge you, try one of these tools out there tonight, tomorrow, just try one. You know, life would happen that you remember that, what, I think we can use this for this. Then you remember that we talked about stuff like this and you go try it yourself. Why not? Make your life efficient, have more time to spend with the family and enjoy yourself. And if you're so bored, grab a margarita, enjoy yourself too. But thank you so much. As always, a delight to be part of your story. Just keep shining, folks. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you all soon. More to come. A lot of activities lined up. We have some internship program coming up in February. Hoo-hoo, for my cyber folks. It's going to be a lot of good stuff around product development in cybersecurity. It's just going to blow your mind. We have our technical cyber stuff coming up also the same time in February. I look forward to that. We are announcing some partnership with our team. It's going to be crazy in a good way. So more to come. Let's just keep adding value to each other. Like the page. God bless you. And always remember, impossible is nothing, folks. I'll see you all in a bit. Thank you, everybody. Good night, and we'll talk soon.